Hi, welcome. So today's date is March 22nd. We time in India is 8:52 a.m. 8:52 a.m. I'll just get into some news here. So in 2017, a controversy erupted when the KVIC replaced Mahatma Gandhi photos with that of Modi in its annual calendars and diaries. Vinay Kumar Saxena was the head of that KVIC. The Vinay Kumar Saxena's long and steady climb to LG Delhi's hot seat and the fireworks since. In the latest instance, the LG has clashed with the Aam Aadmi Party BJP Delhi government over the budget. He has been doing this kind of things for a long time. Vinay Kumar Saxena as a pet of Narendra Modi. The used mobile phone submitted by BRS MLC to ED in Delhi has dispelled the propaganda of the BJP and also the central agency's narrative. After almost talking for 10 to 12 hours, Kavita has left the premises of Enforcement Directorate. Punjab Education Minister Harjot Singh Bans on Tuesday ordered the immediate return of science and mathematics lecturers working in the state headquarters, district block and other offices to schools. Strict disciplinary action will also be taken against officials for calling teachers to offices on duty, Education Minister ne bola hai. They said advertisement allocation was higher than that for infrastructure. Uneducated people are sitting from top to bottom, which is more 20,000 crores for infrastructure or 500 crores for advertisement. Arvind Kejriwal ने बोला. CBI seeks restoration of red corner notice against Mehul Choksey. Agency statement ने दिया है. Very interesting चीज ये है कि whenever Interpol removes the red corner notice, it sends to a notice to all the teams who should be concerned about that red corner notice. वो देती है. वो उस समय आई थिंक सीबीआई सो गई होगी, उन्होंने कुछ रेस्पॉन्स नहीं दिया होगा. अभी ये लोग बोल रहे हैं कि उसको रिस्टोर करो रेड कॉर्नर नोटिस. रेड कॉर्नर नोटिस रिस्टोरेशन इज नॉट डजंट हैपन एक्चुअली. इनफैक्ट अकॉर्डिंग टू द डेटा अभी तक इंटरपोल ने रेड कॉर्नर नोटिस रिस्टोरेशन उनको बोला गया था ऑल ओवर द वर्ल्ड. रेड कॉर्नर नोटिस ओनली 17 टाइम्स. उन्होंने एक बार भी रेड कॉर्नर नोटिस रिस्टोर नहीं किया. एक बार भी नहीं किया उन्होंने रेड कॉर्नर नोटिस. Yeah. Supreme Court on Tuesday directed that the case challenging the controversial electronic bonds, ये जब तक मैं जिंदा हूं तब तक ये चलेगा लग रहा है, challenging the controversial electoral bond scheme be listed on April 11th to examine whether it needed to be heard by a constitutional bench. That's what we are doing. Ministry of Home Affairs approves Delhi budget. Finance Minister Gehlot terms stalling as unconstitutional, and also the LG office officials have said that the budget has been approved by Ministry of Home Affairs. They didn't give a justification why it was stalled also. BJP government helped Mehul Choksey to get Antigua citizenship. Aam Aadmi Party ने बोला है ये. LG has no right to object or observe. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal launched a scathing attack on the centre, which earlier in the day did not give approval for Delhi budget, citing high expenditure on advertisements. The AAP Supremo also said that the Lieutenant Governor can only sign the Delhi budget but cannot give his observations or objections on it. If LG writes something on the file, it is against the constitution. CM Maan orders to get Girdwari done for crops damaged by rain, unseasonal rains. Girdwari is a document which the Patwari enters the name of the owner, name of the cultivator, land, khasra number, area, kind of land, cultivated and non-cultivated area, source of irrigation, name of the crop and its conditions, revenue and rate of revenue. Delhi Assembly Speaker Ram Nivas Goyal suspended BJP MLA Vijender Gupta for 1 year till the next budget session on charges of obstructing the proceedings of the House. More than 22,000 crore funds have been allocated for the construction of Delhi, for the infrastructure of Delhi. BJP put a ban through MHA alleging Aam Aadmi Party Raghav Chadha. Delhi's post-pandemic economy recovered faster than the national average, with GSDP registering 9.14 and 9.18 increase in 2021-2022 and 2022-2023 financial years. Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal directed MCD to ensure 100% sterilization and 100% anti-rabies vaccinations of stray dogs. लुधियाना में former Congress MLA Kuldeep Vaid appeared in Vigilance Office in disproportionate assets case. All tests and medicines will be available in government hospitals within 2 months. Dr. Balbir Singh, Punjab का minister ने बोला है. As per CMIA data, Delhi was a self-service dominated economy. Even 3 decades ago, there has been small increase in the share of capital spending in the last 2 decades budgets. The period under AAP has seen an increase in social sector spending. Delhi's composition of GSDPA GVSA has also increased. Delhi was a leader in capital spending but seems to have increased a bit more. I think बहुत सारे डेटा है. I already gave that information. एक चीज उन्होंने बोला है कि दिल्ली ऑल इंडिया शेयर इन स्पेंडिंग टोटल एक्सपेंडिचर को देखा जाए तो एंड टोटल कैपिटल डिसबर्समेंट को देखा जाए तो 1. टोटल एक्सपेंडिचर, रेवेन्यू एक्सपेंडिचर एंड टोटल डिसबर्समेंट तीनों के तीनों बड़े हैं दिल्ली में. शेयर ऑफ रेवेन्यू स्पेंडिंग एंड टोटल कैपिटल डिसबर्समेंट इन दिल्ली बजटरी स्पेंडिंग वो थोड़ा सा घटा है. वो पहले 82.5% होता था 2018-2019 के आसपास. वो अभी 70.8% है. वो थोड़ा सा गिरा है. हाँ हाँ पता नहीं, देखना पड़ेगा. या देखना पड़ेगा मुझे और भी. So spending on subsidies dropped for the third year. 2020-2021 में 8,443 crores खर्च किया था सब्सिडीज में दिल्ली गवर्नमेंट ने. इस साल 2022-2023 5,273 crores खर्च कर रही है. ये हर साल spending on subsidies is reducing. But the Delhi's outcome budget also says that education and healthcare पे Delhi is the highest spender भी है अभी भी. Okay. Government evaluating measures to bring down tax burden on PEs and VECs in India. It seems it is expected to be introduced in Parliament's monsoon session. Alternate tax burden on foreign investors that put money in alternative investment funds, which includes venture capital and private equity domiciled in India. The move follows the report submitted by a panel led by M. Damodaran, former chairman of SEBI, in December. आरबीआई ने अपने रिपोर्ट में आई थिंक मंथली बुलेटिन में बोला है कि कोर इन्फ्लेशन डिफाइज सॉफ्टनिंग ऑफ इनपुट कॉस्ट. इंडिया बेटर प्लेस देन मोस्ट टू फेस टर्मोइल बोला है उसने. Even as global growth is set to slow down or even enter recession in 2023, India has emerged from the pandemic year stronger than initially thought. Report raised inflation concerns. While the CPI-based inflation softened marginally in February, it remained elevated and added that core inflation continues to defy. Retail inflation in February moderated to 6.44% year-on-year from 6.52%. Moderation in headline inflation by 8 basis points between January and February are driven by favorable base effect. Core inflation softened to 6.1%. ये सब कुछ डेटा कुछ आरबीआई ने दिया है. Economic outlook देते हुए direct impact of US banking crisis on Indian economic activity could be limited, but markets are bracing for tighter conditions बोला है उसने. Fear is creeping back. The future looks darker than it did just a few weeks ago. Risks to financial stability in many economics may divert policy attention away from inflation. RBI is now cast model projects real GDP growth at 5.3% for the Q4 financial year 23. Growth impulses getting strengthened by easing supply chain pressures and rebounds in services activity. An 8,000 crore Foxconn project receives Karnataka's government's approval. फिर उसके बाद यूपी उत्तर प्रदेश इज ऑन ट्रैक टू बिकम $1 trillion इकोनॉमी. गवर्नमेंट ने बोला है. Avashneesh Kumar Avasthi, advisor to Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, said UP was best placed to attract global industry players considering moving their facilities from China to India, it seems. Okay. Over 1,000 ODOP products are identified across all districts, DPIIT. Last year, the center has asked states to onboard a large number of products from various emporiums and artisans on government's public procurement portal, government's e-market plus. इसमें 1068 products have been identified across 761 districts of the country in line with the government's focus on one district one product initiative ODOP. UIDAI Aadhaar suspended 1.2% of total Aadhaar operators for attempting fraud. यूएस का एक रिपोर्ट में ये बोला गया कि ह्यूमन राइट्स इश्यूज इन इंडिया आर क्रीपिंग अप. The US report claimed India witnessed significant human rights issues in 2022, including unlawful and arbitrary killings, restrictions on freedom of press, and violence targeting religious and ethnic minorities. US Secretary of State Anthony Blinken taking note of human rights violations such as extrajudicial killings, torture, and cruel, inhuman, and degradation treatment or punishment by the police and prison officials are harsh and self-threatening prison conditions. States raised 35,800 crores through securities auction. The current drawdown is 15% higher than the amount indicated for the week in the auction calendar and 66% higher than the year ago period. This is the penultimate week in the borrowing calendar for the states in this fiscal. Despite increased supply, the states are forced to offer better yields to investors as the weighted average cutoff rose by 7 basis points to 7.74%. 7.74% over the past week auction, according to an analysis by the rating agency ICRA. For financial year 24, NHAI earns ICE 1,987 kilometers monetization. The National Highways has lined up 30 National Highway sections as part of the plan, with 124 kilometer Trichy, Thiruvankurichi, Madurai, Tamil Nadu section being the longest, and 4.4 kilometer Badarpur elevation corridor in Delhi being the shortest in the list. Prasar Bharati earns over 1,000 crores from auction of DD free dish slots. Central government to spend 4.5 lakh crore more on infrastructure projects. ये already मैंने बोल दिया था. Government is expected to spend 4.46 lakh crore more on infrastructure projects. The original cost of 1,423 projects being monitored by the ministry are estimated at 20.38 lakh crore, but the anticipated, because of the losses and the delay in the projects, has now increased the anticipated cost to 24.85 lakh crore, माने almost 4.5 lakh crore extra बढ़ रहा है. Until February, the government has already incurred 13.63 lakh crore on these projects, which is more than half of the anticipated cost. The ministry monitors projects with a value of 150 crores and above. Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation ये पूरा डेटा दिया है, नया डेटा. Amritkaal case में National Investigation Agency has reached Punjab and it is saying that it is going to take over some of the things out of it. India में 4.27 lakh under trial prisoners are there until December 31st, 2021. December 31st, 2021 तक गवर्नमेंट ने पार्लियामेंट में ये डेटा दिया है कि 4.27 लाख अंडर ट्रायल प्रिजनर्स है. स्टेट वाइज डेटा दिया है. स्टेट वाइज डेटा में भी उत्तर प्रदेश हैज गॉट 92,000 अंडर ट्रायल citizens. Union Minister of State for Home Ajay Kumar Mishra said that the number of under trial prisoners has increased over the years from 2,82,879 in December 31st, 2014 to 4,27,167 in December 31st, 2021. He said that there are 90,037 scheduled caste under trials, 42,211 under trials in scheduled tribes, 1,51,287 who are there in backward class. फिर इसके बाद India's Delhi Education Department and DCPCR to constitute a joint panel for hassle-free EWS admissions. Delhi government ने बहुत बार ये बोला है कि they want the EWS admissions to be hassle free. इसके लिए they have open portals, they have opened हर एक schools के बाहर they have opened choppers for the children and the parents to come in and complete that work. Eliminate communication gaps, cooperate with each other to resolve area issues. मेयर ने officials को बोला है. फिर इसके बाद anecdotally speaking, Delhi was a leader in capital spending. Anecdotally speaking, this will not be a surprise to people who have lived in the city since 1980s. State of revenue spending and the total capital disbursement in Delhi's budgetary spending के बारे में data दे रहा है कि overall analysis of Delhi's all India share in revenue and capital spending only underlies the argument around the decline in Delhi's capital spending. To be sure, there has been a small increase in the share of capital spending in the last 2 decades. ये कुछ data उन्होंने दिया. Share of own tax revenue in total spending for Delhi and all states के बारे में अगर देखा जाए तो दिल्ली का 62.9% के आसपास है. 2017-2018 में it has reached a peak of 87.3% the share of own tax revenue in total spending. अभी वो 62.9% के आसपास गया है. As one of the richest cities in the country, this is not a surprise. However, the breakdown on the numbers put Delhi revenues cushion in perspective. CMIE data shows that at one point of time, Delhi's own tax revenue provided for almost 90% of its total spending. While this number has come down significantly in this last decade, Delhi still has a much higher cushion in terms of own tax revenues as share of total spending other than the other territories in India. For example, share of social services, health and education in Delhi's total spending के बारे में अगर देखा जाए, social services में 42.3% spending दिल्ली का चल रहा है total spending में. Education, sports, art and culture में 18.1% and also medical and health, public health में 9.7%. मैंने already बता दिया कि the amount of money that Delhi is spending on subsidies भी साल भर साल कम हो रहा है. It seems the police action on Waris Punjab Day crackdown is gaining a lot of public resilience and public support in Punjab, it seems. Voicing an opinion of cross-section of population, leading agricultural economist Professor S.S. Joel, the government's action in checking the growth of pro-Khalistan activists Amritpal Singh is exhilarating and justified. The general reaction shows that the public is satisfied and doesn't want any repeat of uncertain times of 1980s and 1990s. Also reflecting that I am convinced that the common man is not in favor of Khalistan. Punjabis want a peaceful existence and the government has listened to the people and they are working hard. General Secretary of Punjab Pradesh Bhopar Bandal Sunil Mehra said that Punjabis cannot afford to face another phase of terrorism and the government's shift action on this is showing in that direction. More than 500 distinguished UP athletes to be absorbed in police force and admin tasks. UP ka CM Yogi Adityanath has said that. He has said that most of these will be going into the police administration and also into the revenue department. ये सब कुछ बोला है. Eyeing 4,775 crores Punjab ka PSPCL to offer OTA scheme for recurring dues. 2,534 crores outstanding against the government departments. The petition in this regard is pending before the Punjab State Electricity Regulatory Commission. Subject to clearance, OTA scheme for defaulters to pay power dues will help the PSPSCL recover 2,534 crores pending dues from government departments alone. Delhi excise policy case, if released, he will jeopardize investigation. CBI ने अपोज किया था Manish Sisodia's bail plea. ये बोलते हुए. Opposition is likely to file joint petition in court against the misuse of agencies like CBI and ED. In Uttar Pradesh, the government has said that for all the festivities that are going to happen in the future, the government will give the funding. Government will give funding for all the festivities. They have reduced the funding for different non-festivities that are supposed to be given by the government. But the Uttar Pradesh government has said that it is going to increase the amount of money that they are going to spend for all the festivities. In collection of surcharges on taxes estimated to rise over 4 times in financial year 23, financial year 24 over financial year 22 actuals, it seems. Experts attribute the surge to a combination of better complaints and buy-ins in direct tax collection, it seems. Data presented along with a written response by Minister of State for Finance Pankaj Chaudhary shows that the actual correction for the surcharges in the financial year 21-22 was around 40,758 crores. Madras High Court grants anticipatory bail to BJP's Umesh Umrao in migrant workers fake news case. Tamil Nadu allocates 38,904 crores for agriculture in budget. Education activists unamused as Karnataka mulls meditation moral science classes from the next year itself. Karnataka CM claims prominent chiefs called to stop raking up issue of Urigowda, Nanjegowda, not a setback. Power shortage. Grid managers brace for 18 alert days in April. India's vast fleet of coal-fired thermal power projects, plants of 200 megawatt series, are more than 25 years old, run on old technology and do not promise robust reliability. Anti-Modi posters in capital. 44 FIRs and 4 arrests have happened against anti-Modi posters in capital. As wheat prices fall in open market, MP extends MSP registration date for farmers. Modani files how LIC threads path dreaded by a private sector, all to help Adani. When Adani Group suddenly found the ground beneath it slipping away, India's largest life insurance stood up for the group. No decision has been taken yet on preparing NRC at national level, while the mood update NPR and the first phase of census 2021 was postponed due to outbreak of COVID pandemic. The government has told in Parliament. Foreign trade shrinks in India, it seems. February 2023 saw foreign trade shrink quite comprehensively compared to the previous month and also compared to the year. Exports and imports are both lower than their respective levels in financial year 23, January 2023, and in financially February 2022. The trade deficit is lower on February 23 compared a year ago. India's mercantile exports has been on a declining trend since its peak in March 2022. Exports have fallen from $44.5 billion in March 2022 to 33.9 in February 2023. As a result, exports in February 23 were 8.8% lower than that were in February 2022. The decline in February was on account of a fall in POL as well as non-POL exports. According to the official data, Modi government has allocated 2.4 lakh crore for revenue capital expenditure, 9 times higher than the amount in the financial year 2013-2014. India's eye-watering 1.7% spend on transport upgrade to set stage for 5 trillion economy. So, UP government has cleared 1,960 crores. Government funds for Hindu festivals is the latest attempt by the BJP to politicize the religion. UP government's decision marks yet another chapter to ensure that religion gets enmeshed with the administration. All the DMs will be given rupees 1 lakh each for payment to artisans performing at the events, said that order passed by the Mukesh Meshram, Principal Secretary in the state's Cultural Department on March 10th. The order has also been sent to all divisional commissioners. Meshram denied that these programs were being held for the first time in India's largest state. Former Chief Minister Akhilesh Yadav took a swipe at the state government and said that at least 10 crores should be given for celebrating festivals of all religions, as rupees 1 lakh for artisans honorarium was 2 lakh on amount. Hindu religious festivals will coincide with the Muslim holy month of Ramjan, which is expected to begin on March 22nd. Depending on the sighting of the moon, Ramanavami will be celebrated on March 30th. कुछ तो गड़बड़ होने वाला है मुझे लग रहा है. Okay, so this is the information which I have. RBI ने स्टेट वाइज परचेजेस ऑन एज अ परसेंटेज ऑफ टोटल OMA ओपन मार्केट ऑपरेशंस का डेटा दिया है. इंडिया में सबसे हाईएस्ट है महाराष्ट्र 16.1%, उसके बाद कर्नाटका 12%, तमिलनाडु 11%, उत्तर प्रदेश 9.4%, गुजरात 8.5%, राजस्थान 8.1% के आसपास है. आरबीआई का डेटा दिया है और प्राइसेस एंड प्रोडक्शन का डेटा भी दिया है आरबीआई ने. कंज्यूमर प्राइस इंडेक्स कंसिडरिंग 2012 एज द बेस, ये साल बर साल ईयर बाय ईयर मंथ बाय मंथ वो बढ़ रहा है. सीरियल्स एंड प्रोडक्ट्स अभी पिछले महीने 149.5 हुआ था. अभी वो अभी 173.6 हो गया है। मीट एंड फिश has crossed 200 mark, eggs have crossed 200, milk and products have crossed 170, fruits and vegetables have crossed 150, 160 fruits and vegetables क्रॉस किया है। फिर इसके बाद हेल्थ केयर हैज कॉस्ट 200। सो सब कुछ बढ़ रहा है यहाँ पे। Monthly average price of gold and silver in Mumbai, standard gold rupees per 10 grams भी 2021-2022 47,000 होता था, अभी वो 56,246 हो गया। सिल्वर भी 65,000 होता था, अभी वो 68,000 हो गया है। होलसेल प्राइस इंडेक्स में 2012 को 100 अगर माना जाए तो फूड ग्रेन्स वो 187 तक बढ़ गया है, और फ्रूट्स एंड वेजिटेबल्स 171, मिल्क 171 के आसपास है। सो ओवरऑल इन्फ्लेशन और भी बढ़ रहा है। हाँ मैंने कर दिया, यस यस बोल दिया। एक इंफॉर्मेशन है उसमें 41,000 डेप्ट का दिया था गवर्नमेंट ने। इट्स नॉट एक्चुअली करेक्ट डेप्ट because Delhi is a union territory, they don't take it from open market, so you cannot consider that as a debt. But in a way 41,000 का डेप्ट का इंफॉर्मेशन भी उन्होंने दिया है। दैट इंफॉर्मेशन मुझे थोड़ा सा पढ़ना है, क्या है या या दिल्ली में बहुत माइग्रेंट्स आ रहे हैं बिकॉज ऑफ द हेल्थ सर्विसेज एंड एजुकेशन एंड एवरीथिंग। दिल्ली इज टेकिंग अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल। यस यस, तो बहुत बढ़ेगा बढ़ेगा, वो दिल्ली का बढ़ेगा।